Welcome everybody. Today we are looking at Epi Info as one of the nutrition analysis software. Epi Info is used for the analysis of anthropometric data, and it is a public domain statistical software for epidemiology developed by Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It has been commonly used for the design of questionnaires and surveys, data entry and cleaning, and the collection analysis of data for public health, research, and practice. Epi Info has a wide range of features, such as the ability to create custom forms in databases, perform statistical analysis, and generate graphs and reports. So what are the applications of Epi Info? It is widely used for the rapid assessment of disease outbreaks, for the development of small to mid-sized disease surveillance systems, as ad hoc components integrated with other large-scale or enterprise-wide public health information systems, and it's also used in the continuous education of public health professionals learning the science of epidemiology, tools, and techniques. Epi Info is also being used by various professionals such as nutritionists, public health practitioners, researchers, doctors, and scientists to easily and quickly develop a questionnaire or a form, to customize the data entry process, to check the survey data for outliers and inconsistent data, conduct a descriptive analysis of survey data, and also easily generate output files from the analysis. So Epi Info comes with a lot of advantages and benefits. For example, allowing the rapid creation of data collection instruments, data analysis, visualization, and reporting using epidemiologic methods. And also Epi Info is a very lightweight software that delivers core ad hoc epidemiologic functionality. It is relatively less complex and expensive because you can access it from the internet, you can download it, and you start entering your data and creating questionnaires, doing data analysis, and also reporting. So that's how good Epi Info is. It has made work so easy for researchers that carry out public health research. So today we want to make sure that we develop data entry capabilities by the end of this lecture. We have to learn how to utilize Epi Info programs to calculate the standard anthropometric indices, for example, the Z-scores and the percentiles. We have to also learn how to make questionnaire designs and also how to enter the data into Epi Info once you open the software. You have to also be able to apply simple statistical analysis techniques and to be able to import, analyze, interpret secondary anthropometric data using Epi Info. So how do we open Epi Info? There are two ways in which you can open Epi Info programs. One, you can do it directly from the start list. You go to Start, you search for Epi Info, you double click, and it will open automatically. Or you can select it by double clicking the Epi Info icon that you have created on your desktop. Remember, when you access that software, you download it from the internet, and you can either store it in your desktop or in other program files. So you have to search it from within and get it, then you can open. So the following programs are displayed once you open the page of Epi Info. We have the Make View sheet that enables you to create and design questionnaire for data entry. And we have the Enter Data view, which helps you to input the data into the developed questionnaire. We also have the Analyze Data sheet, and this one helps you to perform statistical analysis. We have the Create Maps. Create Maps also enables you to navigate through different programs within Epi Info. And we also have Create Reports. Create Reports helps you to output the results of your research data analysis. We also have NUTSTAT program. This program can be located from the Programs menu on the toolbar. It helps you to generate anthropometric indices, for example, the Z-scores and the percentiles. So we are going to look deeper into each of these sheets that are displayed on the page of Epi Info. The Make View program. The MakeView program, as I earlier mentioned, is used to create questionnaires and data entry forms called views in Epi Info. Users can place questions and data entry fields on the views, and the user can also customize the data entry process with conditional skip patterns, data validation, and custom calculation. The Enter Data program automatically creates the database from the questionnaire in the MakeView, and the user can enter the data, modify the existing data, or search for records that you have already entered. The views are displayed and the users perform the data entry. We also have check codes in the Enter Data program that helps you to validate the data or perform any automatic calculations that were specified in the MakeView. The Analyze Data program is used to rate and analyze data entered or imported from the different data formats. Epidemiologic statistics, tables, graphs, and maps can be produced with very simple commands, for example, read, break, for frequency, lists, tables, graphs, and maps. You just click on the program that you want to create and automatically it will be generated from your analysis. For each command, as it's being run, it is saved to the program editor, where you can customize, save, share, and you also use for future purposes in case you want to revise your data. Then the Epi Report program. This is a very user-friendly tool that is used to create professional custom reports that include results from the analysis output. Epi reports can combine analysis output with data from Enter as well as other sources such as Access. The Epi Map program. This one enables you to display geographic maps with data from Epi Info. This Epi Map is built around the Environmental Systems Research Institute map object software, and it displays shape files containing the geographic boundaries layered with data results from the analysis module. And we also have the NUTSTAT program, or the nutrition program. This is also a program that is built within Epi Info, and it can help you to record, calculate, and graphically represent children's and adolescents' nutritional status. It is the one that enables you to generate anthropometric data analysis results, such as the Z-scores and the percentiles. It helps you to calculate them. Either you can use the 2000 CDC or the 1978 CDC WHO growth reference. This data can also be entered in two ways. You can enter directly into the program, or you can import from an external Microsoft Access data table. So we have some common terms that are used in NUTSTAT. For example, CDC growth reference curves 2000. This growth reference chart was based on the US national data sets, and it was created in 2000 to ease the analysis of growth references for growth data for children and adolescents. And we also have the CDC WHO 1978 reference. This growth reference curve was previously recommended by WHO for use internationally before it was replaced by the CDC 2000 growth reference. We also have a term called flag. What is a flag? This is simply a correction. It identifies data entry errors and aids their correction. Once you have entered some raw data that is not correctly input, it will flag it with a color, and it will help you to easily notice the error you have made. Then you can go ahead to correct it. We also have percentiles. As you can hear, the word percentile comes from the word percentage, from 0 to 100. It specifies the percentage of the reference population that the child falls within for each nutritional indicator. Then we also have the Z-score. This one indicates the number of standard deviations away from the mean for a value, for example, the height for age, the weight for age, the weight for height. Each of these values are used for analysis of different nutritional stati. For example, the stunting or wasting or overweight. So how do we create tables and enter data in NUTSTAT? Once you open the NUTSTAT program, it will automatically display the most recently used table. And once it displays that table, you can create also a new table using the file menu. Then you can give it a new name and specify where you will store it. When you want to open any existing data table, you have to choose the open table and select the data table from the list, because it will display for you all the data tables that you have created before. And you can just click on the one you need and open and start working. The data can also be entered. So the table can be customized to display the desired variables and units using the Tools menu. The Tools menu will display for you the display, the units, and the graphs. So how do we import data into NUTSTAT? External data can also be imported into NUTSTAT. And you have to first change it and prepare it so that it can suit the NUTSTAT format. For example, the units you're working with, they should rhyme with the units that are used in NUTSTAT. For example, weight has to be in kilograms, and the height has to be in centimeters. And then also the codes are very important. If you're coding, for example, the sex as male or female, what you're using matters. Either you're going to use M and F for male and female, or you're going to use number 1 or 2 to denote male and female. So you have to take that into consideration before you import data from an external source. And then the form, for example, the first name, you have to text the weight, and then it has to be numerical. Then we have also the type of the NUTSTAT format you're working with. For example, the one of 2000 formats. If the data that is in the external source is in the format of 2000, then you have to import it in that same format. Then you have to import data using the external data option on the file menu. Give database a name and browse for the location. You can also select the reference that you want to use. For example, you can work with CDC WHO 1978, or you can work with CDC 2000. You have to weigh which one is better. And you have to also appropriately link the variables in the source dataset to those in the new dataset in NUTSTAT. So how do we export data from NUTSTAT to an external program? You open the analysis program and use the read command. With that command, you can identify the data table from the source, and you can read the data directory will automatically be displayed, including the number of records. You can also use the export command. This export command helps you to select the form of the output that you want. If you want the data to be exported to Excel, then you have to choose that you want it to go to Excel. If you want it to go to Access, it will go to Access. Then you have to name the output file and also choose the location in which you want to store, and then you can export after you have done that. The exported file can be accessed in the desired form in the location, for example, in the desktop in which it has been saved. So data analysis using Epi Info. As we have already said, a lot of analysis can be carried out using Epi Info. And to perform any analysis or data manipulation, the data table must first be read, or as previously, into Epi Info. And the data read can then be analyzed using any of the commands that you desire. If you want to generate frequencies, then you have to command it to generate for you frequencies. If you need the means, it will generate for you the means. If you need the tables or the lists, it will generate all that. If you need the percentiles or the z-scores, automatically they'll be generated. So some of the statistical outputs that you can obtain from Epi Info include the body mass index, the head circumference, the height for age, weight for age, weight for height, subscapular skin fold for age, triceps skin fold for age, and the mid-upper arm circumference. So in conclusion, NUTSTAT program is being widely used for calculating anthropometric indices, for example, the z-scores and percentiles. So it is a tool for nutrition assessment, as we earlier mentioned, and it's also possible to use Epi Info to create a questionnaire for various types of data. You can enter and store such data in Epi Info, and you can obtain this data anywhere you want and anyhow you want it. Epi Info can also be used to generate statistics from data, including that stored in other formats. So that's basically what we have for Epi Info. Thank you very much.